Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you are having an amazing day. Like myself, we're going to take care of a few things here. Hopefully answer some of your questions. I get a lot of questions that just kind of surged a moment ago, of course, with the price action here for this, because I've been covering this coin recently, mainly because we've been taking some serious profits. Not this kind of profit though, I'll be honest, we do not have an open position left. I wish we had. But if you are currently in right now, it'd be helpful to kind of know what standard stuff happens when you see parabolic increases like this. And what I mean by standards is, Fibonacci retracement levels, how low will it go, and the likelihood of how much higher it can go. We're going to look at that and much more. So if you are new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I really just hope you can learn something here today. My goal and my passion is to help you become a better trader, simply put. So if you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is the website, link in the description below. And I do look forward to working with you. We actually have a signal group community as well as a trading academy where I teach you everything that I know regarding my trading techniques. Because I'm a little more conservative than the rest. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a moon boy. I'm not a doom boy. I guess is the inverse, right? So I like to make sure that we shoot you straight, and we always give best practice. That's why I like to cover coins like this, because true, the technical analysis is in most cases null and void, because we truly don't know how much further it will go or how much lower it'll go. But based on averages, I'm going to give you some of those estimates and what I feel we could very well see here from this coin. All right, so let's just go ahead and start with the obvious. I drew out some Fibonacci retracement levels here just a moment ago, basically from the most recent low to the current high. Again, it's establishing higher highs so far, but I did notice one thing, and it looks like we are actually testing, or had tested and got rejected off of the previous resistance level, right at about $42. So if we look at this here, it's probably going to match up pretty darn close. What do you know? Same exact point. So we're maxing out at the previous all-time high one-day candlestick close. That is a pretty stark reality there, kind of letting us know that $42 should hypothetically be the immediate top. It could wick up higher, don't get me wrong, but that will likely be the place in which it stops. Another thing to note as well here is this level of Fibonacci retracement at 33. You can see a few times where the price action came up and kind of consolidated there as well. So if we get lucky and the price was to just say go sideways, we maintain more volume and consistently have that volume input, so to speak, then what we can say is that the price will likely come down and bounce off 33. That's potential. Now, is that a reality? To me personally, no. I don't think that will happen, mainly because traditionally speaking, when you see a Fibonacci retracement of this magnitude, or just say in general you have a significant parabolic increase. I think I did the numbers here. Was it 1,000? Or it might even be more. Let's see here. So at the lowest point today to the highest point, it is up 1185%. 1,185% from bottom to top. It's a close approximate. That is an insane amount of volume, which we can see, of course, here by this extremely long candle. And of course, obviously, we have a tremendous amount of buying pressure. So there's likely a fundamental catalyst. Do your own research, of course. There's no way that this is just a breakout and random breakout. There was something that happened here specifically, okay? Just keep in mind, if you keep throwing money at this, it may not go higher. It may continue lower. And let's talk about worst case scenario, because I think it's important to recognize that. And also best practice too, considering these type of environments. What I would normally do in this situation, because I get a lot of subscribers, a lot of members asking me, hey, what the heck do we do here? This is uncharted territory and we don't love it. I would agree. It's not great, but it is very interesting. And here's what's going to happen though. In most cases, when you have Fibonacci retracement levels, the levels in which the price will retrace, and again, this is over just the last 15, 16 years of my experience. For the most part, when you have a parabolic increase, it'll come down to average itself around 0.5, 0.382. So I'm speculating we're going to see a price point between $17 and $21 in the relative near future. And the likelihood of it coming down there is quite high, considering the fact that we cannot sustain this kind of volume for too much longer. Specifically, in 30 minutes, we're going to see the market close. So there's that as well, and that will drive a lot less volume. And with that diminished volume, we're going to start seeing the sell-off. The bots are going to start selling off all their positions, all the profits are going to be taken, and folks like you and I are going to be adding to our position as the price comes down, and it may never come back up again. So do not do that. I do not recommend dollar cost averaging into a coin like this. Fear of messing out is a very real thing. Leave that alone, leave that aside. Don't bother with getting into a coin like this at this specific point. It's almost irrelevant. Okay, because again, just say it were to 2x where it's at right now. That's all well and good, but the likelihood there is very low. It's much higher to go down than it is to go up. Okay. So again, just some friendly advice there. But yeah, once again, 0.382 to 0.5, that's a common area in which you see the price consolidate. when you have a significant increase like this followed by a decrease. Now, there's no guarantees it's going to decrease. It's just that, I'm willing to guess that we have an over-exhaustive state on the 15 and the 1 hour. That's my guess. We'll take a look at that, of course, with TD sequential and kind of see. But generally speaking, this is not ideal. And what I recommend in this case, for the most part, is to effectively make sure that you take some profits. My first profit target is almost always 60 to 80%. So take 60 or 80% of your total position size and close it, because at this point here, you want to make sure that you take some profits and leave some skin in the game as well. You don't want to completely close your position because it could continue higher, but the likelihood of it continuing lower is much greater. And if you take 60% or more, in other words, 51% or higher, then you're always going to be in the green if the price comes back down to break even. Now, the likelihood of it coming all the way down to like $3 is pretty low at this point, but it could eventually bleed out, right? But between now and then, we'll probably see a price point of somewhere between 16 to 21. That's the speculation there on a retracement. Now, when it comes to an increase, just say this continues to maintain itself. Tomorrow and the day after, it pumps another 50% each day. We could very well see the price point right up here, right around $82. That'd be the highest point in which we should expect it to see, or expect to see it happen. But I wouldn't even say expect. That's a terrible word. We don't expect that to happen. That's not what I'm getting across. It's just that if it were to go further, and because a lot of things come in threes, we could see 2 more days of continuation. If that were to happen, it'll probably max out at that level 2 of Fibonacci, which is essentially $82. So that's probably a strong likelihood to see the price come up to that point or not go any further than that. It's rare for coins to exceed the 2 on Fibonacci, kind of that double height, so to speak. It's essentially this same distance multiplied times 2, okay? So that's a better case scenario. To me, what realistically I feel will happen is the price will probably continue to slowly bleed out, and we'll see that occur over the next few days. So don't be surprised if the price comes crashing back down. It is way overextended, way too high, way too fast. Look at this 4-hour candle. That is ridiculous. How much is this 4-hour candle? Is that roughly... Oh, only 872% in this 4-hour candle. Hasn't even closed yet. There's that too. Let's take a look at the 1 hour and kind of see where we're at for TD sequential. Yeah, just as I figured, we're at a 9 plus 2. So we're basically 2 hours into overtime. And what that's telling us too is that we had 7 hours of traditional trading. If you could just zoom in completely, you can kind of see, it's funny. You can see that we are at a 7, and then it took off at this 8 here. Basically giving us a significantly crazy volume candle, letting us know that, hey, we're in extreme overtime. There's no reason for this to continue to maintain itself. So once again, the likelihood of a pullback is greater here based on the fact that we're 11 hours into this continuation or 4 hours into this parabolic increase. Okay, so things, really when you see numbers, just say 9, for example, on TD sequential, that's usually a reversal sign. So just say we exclude the first 7 hours before it went parabolic, we may have 5 more hours left of continuation. But with it being almost closed in the market day, do you really think people like you and I are able to drive the price up higher? No. People like you and I are getting into this right now. Fear of missing out is just controlling you completely, and you want to go ahead and get in there before it's too late. But I'll tell you what, it's kind of already too late. Okay. Even back here at $19, $20 would have been too late, if you ask me, just being more of a conservative trader. So again, exercise caution when you invest in this. Do not put as much as you possibly have available into this. It's already maxed out for the most part. Granted, it could go higher. There's no doubt about that, but it's going to start dying off here soon, and overnight, I guarantee those bots are just going to start taking profits, and we're going to see the price slowly bleed out. So please, just some friendly advice there. Be cautious and careful. Obviously, you know your own risk tolerance. Those are things that I like to teach in my trading academy. But again, even if you're not part of that, you still need to have a structure and make sure you understand specifically what you want out of something and how much you're willing to lose. Because I can assure you, if you get in right now, which feels like a pretty high point, yes, it could go higher. You're going to be pretty upset with yourself when you didn't wait for the price to come back down. Again, I could be totally way off base. That's why you want to take some profits, for example, and also leave some money in there as well. Okay, that's the safer approach. You ensure you got more than 50% profit, just in case the price comes back down to break even. You're still winning ahead of the game. Okay, you're still ahead. And that's how we approach it here. I do that with my signals. Every single trade that I send out is going to be 60 to 80% profit in the first profit target. That way, if it reverses on you, you get your trailing stop loss that's moving up with the profit targets. It's going to close itself out for you, and you're still left in the green. Okay, again, there's a system that everyone has. Everyone is different. Work within your risk tolerance, but I would just highly recommend you exercise caution when investing at this high of a price point. Okay, because again, looking at the 15 here, I can assure you that we're probably way maxed out. We hit a 9 like 20, maybe 10 to 15 candlesticks ago. That really just tells us that we are extremely overextended. We should see a pullback soon. Again, it could last literally another couple of days. Keep this in mind. Parabolic increases like this, they have a tendency of continuing for 2 or 3. But in crypto, I've noticed that things happen a lot in threes. So if we see tomorrow and the day after the price increasing, absolutely the 4th day will be a red day. Okay, it's referred to as 3 white soldiers. Look it up. It's a candlestick pattern. It's pretty consistent, and we have one very, very big white soldier for now. Okay, so again, a little premature. I'm not telling you to sell your entire position, but I'm telling you to take some profits while you still can. That's all there is to it. All right, so I hope that this made sense and things are, a little more clear for you. But generally speaking, that's really where we're at here. So yeah, hopefully you learned something here today, of course. If you did, comment below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is the website. Link in the description below. Be happy to work with you there. I do offer discounts for military and third world countries. And again, I have a signal group, trading academy, and trading community. Thanks again to all my current community members and everyone else that asked for me to cover this today. I greatly appreciate the opportunity. Have yourself a good rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Take care.